Hey everyone, what's up? Sorry, I just left the mic off mute. I'm gonna turn this is it pretzel rocks or whatever it is. I got kicked off last time because I couldn't I was playing just regular music. How do I turn this thing down? Sound. Let's bunch that down a bit. Alright, so I'm just gonna be jumping in, hanging out. Everyone, what's up? Oh shit, I'm streaming myself. Mute and turn this on. Alright, but get out. Fucking hell. Hang on. I was just making sure it was all working. Nah, it's all good now. Alright, I'm turning my shit off. Let's have a look. Make sure I bring that up. Let's go back. So yeah, just hanging out, playing a bit of Lost Relics. Jumping in for a bit of a market scan, bit of a Q&A. For one of the Facebook groups that's 8 o'clock, which is about half an hour from now, so I just gonna try and get this, try and bit of this, they call bounties. I need to kill fucking 230 watches by Saturday before it resets. I haven't been playing much, so it's lots and lots of runs at the pits. Anybody who is here to come and watch the TA and crypto stuff, this is just a blockchain game, Lost Relics. Runs all the stuff on here is based on Engine, all minted on the Engine coin. An Australian guy as well who made this, Cliff. I didn't realise he was Australian until I watched his AMA. So yeah, awesome to support a local Aussie guy. Awesome game. It's like a Diablo kind of feel. It's got like all like loots and all that kind of stuff. It's cool. I've been playing it for a while. I was lucky enough to jump in early and buy a bunch of this stuff before it went out of control price. So I've got a bunch of the stuff I got here is just to run pits, but we'll jump into some other stuff later. I was lucky enough to pick up the harvester for about $100. Where's everyone from? Lost Relics or you guys from just regular crypto stuff? Shit, I gotta go check my I'm gonna go check my dinner real quick. It's definitely burning on the stove. Sorry about that. Oh shit, I'm dying. I don't know if I got any food for in here. So what are we getting? About 8 watches per run. I don't think I have enough hours to be able to play before the bounties. I think they reset Saturday, I think. Just so many watches, and I think they're only in pits. Alright, they might be in that first one. Maybe I should start running the first dungeon too. Oh man, I got gypped here with no. We get no last chest. Alright, for about half an hour more. Alright, we're going for that daily rewards. I like this stuff. It's awesome. Let's go into pits. Just heaps and heaps of pits. Another 10 times what we've already done. If anyone knows where there's more watches other than pits, please let us know in the chat. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get through. That's the guards we want. As you can see with the gear I got, I don't really care about fire and stuff. I did pretty much just run through everything. I'm going the right way? Also. Check that food. Back in a sec. Back, sorry. I wasn't going to jump on, I haven't streamed for ages, and just thought I would make sure everything's working before we try and jump on right at 8 o'clock. Over in there. So how long has everyone been playing Lost Relics for? Oh shit. Man, I haven't streamed in so long. Hook us up a nice little transcendent. Glyph. I didn't know if any of those had dropped for ages. I remember one dropped a while ago. Someone died in like the first. Whichever that one was. And these spiders are getting better too. A bit more mechanics to them now. Same with the other one that shoot fireballs at you. They seem to run away heaps more now. You can't just like lure them into the next room. I've noticed you got to use your bow a whole lot more in here. Alright, 199 watches to go. Miss now? That's kind of cool. Definitely lagging. Maybe it's just that lucky transcendent. Nah, do a mythical. Fucking don't like lagging and dying at the same time. Yeah, these are the guys that don't. They got that little sneaky little mechanic now where they run away from you. It's not so bad in the other spots, but here when you get stuck. Like normally I'm doing sands, and in sands it's you know, they run away, but you're using your bow heaps more. Normally just be using the sword, just hacking away through this whole place. That lag is real. No drops. You can probably run probably run 3 pits, I reckon. Just dump this garbage that's in my bags. What level is it that we where is it? Access to stash at 50. Man, it's a long way away. Still 12 levels. Must have missed one. Let's just go back in. We find something good. It's a bad layout. I think I need these I don't have any of these in my stash. I don't think they were around when I was playing heaps. I remember grinding this place before I just decided to buy that harvester for so long. It's just stuck in arcane pits just forever. It's just brutal. Becomes a proper grind once because you're only getting what, like 2,000 per run or something. So after, yeah, it takes you quite a lot of runs to move through the ranks up here. I really like this that they put in with the you know, it gives you time and how many people are I got so many of those. How many people are online? Like 440 is pretty good for a game that is still in like super early access. And, you know, Cliff is like an only dev. A good time to be in. definitely loving that this is on the engine. Yeah, everything under here, you know, basically uses engine. So engine's been having a real good run. We'll have a look at that when we do the market scan and stuff after. Which way am I going? We're back in my daily, just like, you know, YouTube video stuff that we do when we're looking at the market. When we started playing this, we really started following engine down to the bottom, and yeah, it's just had gone on an absolute tear lately. We've got the whole Japan thing going on, and yeah, really good. Love the engine marketplace too. It's really good. Just need to fix those ETH gas fees, and we'll be right. Oh man, I got so much coal from that fucking Christmas event. Coal and trout, things I have lots of. Still didn't get that Santa sleigh. Man, I opened like 600 presents, I reckon. Just did not get the sleigh, and then I was just gonna buy one, but there was no point because I couldn't even get the you can see up there, like gift hunter. I played a lot over. Man, so they're sneaky fucks. Good one to dodge. Chill out running through as much fire. There can't be much more of this dungeon left. Doesn't seem to be as many mining nodes in pits anymore either, compared to what are we getting rid of? No, we can keep that. Like, not as many as there used to be, which is kind of cool. Like keeping it, you know, the basic levels that you can grind in them for enough, but eventually you got to get the gear to move up. This game is just like, and I remember when like World of Warcraft was a grind. This shit's on another level. What time is it? It's about 22. I'm gonna go for a break. Just go on to 8 before we start the market scan. Get the get all my charts and that kind of stuff up. Link this thing out. We go through. Is there anyone that's I might play a bit of Lost Relics, or I might jump up. To be honest, I'm probably gonna jump on my VR and play some King Spray on the Oculus after. But I might hang for a little bit, come back, play some more Lost Relics. I'd love to be able to start streaming this more. Just life is just too fucking hectic. I can't even do videos at the moment, like my daily ones. Just got way too much shit on. Having to actually work for the last few months, killing me. Had the whole last year off. Alright, we've got no drops. What was that, 3-4 runs? What do we miss? Nothing. Just missed one monster. Alright, let's go dump this back at the stash. And so many watches. So many watches to kill before Saturday. I still got to engineer another 40. I probably got enough stuff to get that done. Dump in the stash, get something to eat. Come in and start looking at the market. There is in a couple of trades at the moment. Biddy seems to be doing alright. What I am looking at the moment is Mana. On the pullback onto that trade today. It's not doing great. What do we need? Let's get 5 of them in. Just for the pits runs. Sorry guys, I'm going to take this. I will be back. goes. Alright, just gotta jump into, I'm gonna get out of this one. Get stuck into, to take a scrap, cool. We're starting soon. Alright, sweet. Just gonna get everything set up, have a look at the markets, might jump back in, play a bit of Lost Relics after. What's going on? I'm going to leave these terms up. If you're looking on the, before we get into the crypto stuff and charting and all that kind of stuff, please make sure you read that. If you're in the Facebook group, information in this video and website is for general information and educational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. Seek independent legal advice and financial, taxation or other advice. You guys can read that. Alright, disclaimer is up. Make sure you guys, double check that. Alright, let's jump into the charts. I think Scott will be here soon, just waiting to give us a message. Once he's in, we'll start going through and having a look. Just waiting on a message from him. Right. I can't leave that one up. There he is, waiting on Scott and start having a look. Have a look. Scott's on his way. Alright, I guess we'll start off with video. What everyone's looking at. Rough hours. Let's have a look. I'm currently in a long myself. Just flipped colours here. We didn't quite make that that top. Like first target was there. Had this lot of resistance. Back over here to the left, we finally broke through that. Big bullish engulfing candle to get through. Came back, bought the retest after we did hold here and was looking to trade that next leg up. Didn't quite make it back to that double top. So just happy sitting in this trade at the moment. 1 inch. Nice 9 buy on support. Good spot. I'm currently already in this trade after we did break this long downtrend. We were looking, I think that's about the only other thing that I'm in at the moment. Might be, no, I think that's about it. Alright, getting some people flowing in through. Scott, how you going, mate? How's everything going with the course? Getting through the content? Just checking if you can hear me alright, man. Guys, if you're on the Facebook, you can type in the chat. I'm pretty sure it comes through the YouTube chat as well. I've just got the multi-stream up on OBS. So having a look, feel free to ask any questions you like about, coins, markets, trading strategies, pretty much anything you want. We can go through and have a look. I'll go through a bit of my stuff with basic things that I look for when I'm looking for coins. We might jump in and do a market scan. We'll go find something that I haven't done in a while because I've been charting the BTC pairings on Binance quite a bit lately. Might jump in and have a look at maybe the perps on Binance. The biddy is starting to move. So I guess we'll start that, and unless people have got any questions, start going through and do a bit of a market scan. So for me, what I'm normally looking at when I go through and do a market scan, I'll start off on the daily, and then so I can get a bit more of a clear picture of sort of, you know, where everything's going. So you can see, like here we've got, you know, some reasonably decent trend here on the day. Daily is obviously more significant than the 4 and the 1 hour, which is where I normally do place most of my trades and find my entries. But I'll just scan through this. See here at some point where I was. What was this? Horizon. Must have been charting this back here. I reckon it must have been on the 4 hour. Just sitting here inside this, and once we did break through the top of that, it just popped. So looking at Horizon, you know, we've broken that long downtrend. Let's just get rid of everything. So once I find something that I you know, might think, okay, cool, have we retraced here on the daily? So, you know, for me, I'm probably starting off drawing fibs. That's either going to be from here, we probably push from the last push, which is around about there. Does fit a whole lot better here, especially with those 618. So what I'm seeing here is we've had that push up, come back, had a nice retrace in the 618. Have had a little bit of a push back again, but starting to create that little bit of new market structure here. So if we go on the 4 hour, this looks interesting enough for me. And then I'll start breaking it down a little bit slower on here. So, you know, these fib levels are also, you know, pretty significant if we get rid of the fibs, just to start with. When I jump onto the 4 hour, normally what I'm doing is finding areas, significant areas of support and resistance first before I start drawing any trends or patterns and things like that. So we can see here, pretty significant areas of support and resistance. You can see every time we've come back to here, you know, it was resistance before we popped through, came back, did push straight up off that level with the big bullish engulfing there. And it has, since we've dropped below, now acted as resistance. It's just really struggling to get past, So for me, looking at Horizon, I'm interested in this once we start closing properly above here. You know, we need to get past that level of resistance. Obviously, I want to probably start closing above these wicks too. So for me, personal note, once we start getting closes above here, great. Also with Horizon, I'd also be looking for longs once we come back down to this level of support. You can see back here, like it's, every time we've come back down to this zone, you probably pull that up a bit here. Every time we've come back down to here, we've bounced. So you can see on the way up here on Horizon, Eagle Hustlers, who made that YouTube? Is that you, Andy? I hope it is, man. Love it. This pattern was so good. Where's my triangle? These ascending triangles that we had on nearly every altcoin for so long. You know, it's not the best ascending triangle, but you get the idea. But we just kept hitting that point of resistance, and you started just slowly, apart from this part here, slowly making those higher lows. And once this level broke, it was just off. And when we go through all these perps, you can pretty much see this happening on nearly every altcoin at some stage. And these ascending triangles to trade over probably November, December, and January were just absolute gold mines. Essentially all it was just having a point of resistance that we couldn't get past. There was too many sellers. So every time price came to there, sellers were just smashing the price back down. Once we got that close here on that candle, if I zoom in, we've got that close. All these sellers are now, you know, pretty much gone. We push up, you know, could have either bought the break here or the retest, and we came back and retested this exact zone that we couldn't get through for so long, and that was the point to buy. And then, you know, from there it just went absolutely nuts. you have to have targets on these things. They don't just go up forever. And, you can see this has already given back pretty much everything. What's a really good one of these? Like SXP, probably going to be a good example. I have to make this alphabetical order, might help. Back in August, when I did SOS 45 last time, you can see here we've traded SXP a bunch. Just absolutely exploded. Look at that massive head and shoulders. This was the August run up, I think. Does it load back this far? Well, it's August, September, 20, August. Yeah, here it is here. This is a great example here of, alts going nuts. It's just done. If I can make it did 200%. This one I was doing SOS 45, and I remember I missed so many of these perps just doing 200%. So I just quit trading for like 2 weeks because my brain couldn't take enough sugar and exercising. Fucking nearly broke me the first time, and I ended up quitting after 21 days. Completed the last one though, and yeah, pretty proud of myself for that. But this is back in August, and you can see like it does like 200%, and it gave it all back. This was the level where it gave it all back after it just retraced 100%, and it not only gave up that 100%, it also gave up like a bunch more. It's starting to come back now, but this is probably one of the main reasons why I don't hold altcoins for long periods of time, because it just dropped back 62%. Like it gave that back from its initial push, and some poor bastard has bought this thing up here back in August, and they've just lost 88% back here by the time I got to December, and that's when alt started having their run again. Still not even back to where it was, but I remember this coin specifically because it went on such a tear, and you could see so much hype about it, and hype and hype and hype. Most of the time, alts do not beat Bitcoin, and over a long term, apart from a few, most of them don't beat Bitty in the long run. So for myself, I know someone asked a question in the group about trading strategies and things like that. For myself, I trade for Satoshis. I trade to make more Bitcoin. I don't trade for dollars. I think Bitcoin is going to be worth a whole lot more than it is right now, and for the last 3 years, for that fact, over the next 10 years. So I'm trying to collect as many Satoshis as I can. I said not long ago, it's like anyone who has played poker or likes playing poker, when you play a poker tournament, it's just like stacking your chips to try and get to the final table, and the final table is where I cash out. So I'm trying to collect as many Satoshis as I can before then, so get out of it brave. So for me, a lot of these altcoins are going to be short-term trades to try and get more sats. So that was just a bit of a rundown on why I don't hold altcoins forever. Let's go back and start having a look through the market. So 1 inch, let's have a look on the perps. I think I was looking at this a while ago when we came back down this level. Didn't take the trade. I think I was looking at this with a BTC pair, because we're in the BTC pair trade at the moment. AVE, something that trends really well. Let's jump back out to the daily. Give me that biddy. Andy, who is Eagle Hustlers then? If that's not you, or are you on Facebook and on YouTube, just being an absolute legend, Andy, and just supporting me. All right, AVE perps. We've got this 50 moving average here. It's starting to look a little ugly. This thing has, I remember this is where I was trading it back here. This is September, November, where we had the initial break. And I wish I bought more of these. This was, if anyone who's watched all my stuff, I do enjoy my NFTs, and I've got a bunch of Axies from Axie Infinity, and they had around about here, they had a thing for, I think it was October for Halloween, where you got like a special one-off NFT if you held, I think it was 0.6 AVE, and you had to just stake it in your MetaMask wallet or whatever, and they'd give you this this like cool NFT. And I've got a lot of actually teams. I run a scholarship program with a bunch of people, and I was like, oh, should I buy like 7 or 8 of these? Should I buy seven or eight Aves? and I didn't, just to stake them, and then this thing just went just absolutely nuts. Like, when I'm talking about things that beat Bitcoin, this is one of the rare occasions where you will find an alt, although it is relatively new as well. So like over time, a lot of these things that have popped up in the whole DeFi staking era of coins, this sort of new wave lot, they haven't been around long enough to have to be in a bear market. Like Aave wasn't around during crypto winter, where a lot of the other coins were. So, but what I'm looking at for Aave at the moment, starting to look a little bit ugly. We're closing below this now level of support. You can see these wicks here. If we're looking at the USD pairing, and we're only just getting held up by that 50 moving average. Like every time we've come down to that 50, we've wicked up. But it's just changes in market structure. Let's get the high. If we come down here, is this a lower high? And do we start moving down to make that lower low? So it's not there yet, but anywhere under here it is. So we're just going to move these. I'll leave that level of support in because they're pretty significant on the 4 hour. And we start looking at this daily level. So you can see here we've got the tops of these candles. Every time we've come down here, it's wicked back up. So at the moment, I'm watching to see what happens with Aave when we get down to this area. This is my point of interest for Aave. When we do get back down to the bottom, if we do. However, if we start closing back above here, I'm also going to be a bit interested. So we're starting to get below both of these moving averages now. But this is the next level here. You can see on the 4 hour, there is plenty of structure over to the left. So I'm either looking when we get down to the bottom there for Aave, or I'm looking up the top here once we start closing above. So it's Aave, ADA. Someone wanted to have a look at ADA. I'll do the BTC pair and I'll do the USDT pair. Perps are pretty much close enough with the perpetuals. You can see here we've traded this back in the past. This is these ascending triangles that I was talking about, where we're just sort of hitting this level of resistance, pushed, kept bashing into it, and then once it finally got through, the same thing that we saw before with I can't remember what coin we're looking at, whichever one it was. We came back. However, with ADA, we didn't really get that pullback. You sort of had this retracement here slightly, and then just broke that. You can go to the 1 hour, you can probably chart that up even better. Similar kind of thing here, just broke a downtrend, just had a bit of a breather, and off it went. So we'll jump out of the daily for ADA. I don't know if XVG Varga is in the chat. He'll be keen on looking how ADA's going. His bags. At the moment, it's just sort of sitting in between nowhere, right? It's kind of holding that. We've got pretty brutal resistance there. Doesn't move itself up into the corner. Kind of where I'm looking. So this really needs to at least have one more crack at that, come back down to be able to push through. But with ADA, I want a daily close above $1.30, $1.31. So we're starting to get $1.32 or so, $1.32, $1.33 before I'm starting to be interested again. You can see a massive wick to the upside. Yeah, just a bit of a waiting game. Bit of a waiting game for me with ADA. We're sitting right on that level of support. We've kind of ducked back down there already. Just sort of sitting on support, can very easily just come back up. Doesn't really want to break. You can see here all that structure. Every time it's come back down, buys a step back in. But even after that big bullish engulfing, not a huge amount going for it. MACD's starting to cross over to the downside. Because, not looking great. But again, while it's not looking great, I'm still not looking for shorts or to be bearish until we really start closing below there. And we do have that extra little bit. I'm looking on the 1 hour. We zoom right in. It's under here that I'm really caring about. So I'm not worried about ADA until we start closing below this. And not really interested until we get back to the top. So that's the ADA USDT pair. So if we're looking at it in dollars, but most of the stuff I do trade, I trade against BTC because you've got the choice. And it's just my own personal thing that if it can't beat Bitcoin, then I don't really want it. Because why wouldn't you just hold Bitcoin instead? Alright, so BTC pair, we're holding this. I posted this up in the Discord the other day, and we get into here and got to this spot, and it was really going to be a break or not. We're either going to break down and fall below this level of support, or we're going to break up and start the next move up. It's broken below, and you can see here on that one candle, after it's broken below, it's come back, retested, and then I'm back on its way down below both these moving averages now. And you can see here we got the 200 moving average. Once it's broken below that, every time it comes back up and tests it, it's only done it a couple of times so far, but it's not looking great. The way I look, I trade these numbers on top of my candles. That we've got that 9. I'm looking for a 1 to 3 candle pullback, and then continue down further as long as the daily is. We get the daily 9 as well. So you can see the 9s and the tops are my take profits. 9 on the bottoms when they hit, levels of support would be my buy, even if it's just for 1 to 3 candles. But I don't tend to counter trend trade very much. So kind of in the middle of nowhere, I'm still expecting ADA really to be moving back down to this level here. If we get down to 1693 sats, I will be having a look for a buy. Oops, that's not the one I want. I'll be looking for a buy if we get down to around about this area here. But essentially the buy is only going to be back to that level, but there's 32% in it. I'll take that any day. But all depending on candlesticks, analysis, market structure, how we're looking on the smaller time frames. But a big candle like this too, get a big hammer. That's what I'm looking for. But essentially when we come back down to here, we're going to be touching around that moving average. They've already pulled apart quite a bit so far. Weekly on ADA, let's have a look. And when I was talking about it before, I was saying most coins don't really beat Bitcoin. You can see here from its last run, ADA for the longest of times was down 95% from this peak, and that sat there from July 19 to January 21. So this hasn't it had a brief run back up where it was only down 80%, but for the most part of it, it was down nearly 95% the whole way. And we're only sort of getting to this level here. If we break above, this is the next target I'm looking for, with around about the 4K sats. So if we can get the pop up, we can see here on the weekly 9 as well. So 9's popping up absolutely everywhere for ADA. But yeah, for me, I'm going to monthly. I think 3. Looks like a reverse head and shoulders. Nearly. Trying to make something there. But yeah, just 9s all around for ADA, so I'm expecting a bit of a recovery here. But ultimately, looking for this level. I'm going to put an alert on there too, because I definitely want to buy some ADA if we get down to 1693, even if it's just a scalper bag. Alright, Acro. We're looking for longs at some point. Did you take it? I don't know, it might have been charting it up. I can't remember. No, we would have come back down to that level. No, no good. Alright, let's have a look. Daily. Delete everything off. This was something I was looking at for a bit. It's got heaps and heaps of volume back here when it first popped out. So, first thing I'm doing, support and resistance. A nice little equilibrium level here. Daily, we're going to go for support. Start there for daily. Pop back down. Have a look a bit better on the 4 hour. So the 4 hour, I'm going to push it down to that level. What have we got here? So we're starting to make like a little bit of market structure here. Like technically a higher high, but still getting stuck for acro back here. Not really much in this, to be honest. Not much I'm really looking at. Just keep cruising through. Algo. A lot of these are going to have this, you know, run up, lower highs. Like a lot of these I'm looking at changing, like changes in market structure. Glad I forgot to take action on this when the alert went off. We'll go back down and I'll show you why I've had that alert on there. It was the same thing where we've hit this level of resistance. I must have put this alert on, which has gone off at some point. What I was looking for was exactly what happened. Was the break and the comeback and the retest like I've seen. You know, would have had buys set there. Would have had stop losses set below wicks. It's a bit gross. You would have had to have it about 16% down. Targeting at least there. 2.19 would have been okay. You know, the trade would have got there quite easily, but right on the borderline of what I take. I normally take trades with risk reward. You know, 2 to 1's my minimum. I'm normally looking for about 3.5. Means I can get things wrong a lot more. Look at them. It's a little bit more interesting. Level of resistance. Pop down to the 4 hour. Alright, this is interesting to watch. Now again, same thing, I'm going to put an alert on here. This is what I'm looking for with this. You know, I'll walk up sideways. I want to see the break and then probably buy the retest. Next level, we got some resistance back up here. What we're looking for with this. Where's my long position? Break, buy the retest or the break. You can probably keep that one pretty tight, to be honest. And a nice little 3.59. We'd have to zoom in and have a look and see what happens when it does come here. So if I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that higher low before it breaks through, and then be setting this underneath that previous higher low here, so below the wicks of that last swing low, if it does happen to break up. So that's, you know, if that's where the swing low is, then cool, I can put the stop loss there. If it's a bit lower, I'll be looking to go a bit lower as well. But that's kind of thing I'm looking at, just waiting for it to, it has to close above this. I'm looking for one more smash in, get rejection, get a bit of steam, bit of oomph. And the next trade up. So that's what I'll be looking for Atom. It's pretty low sat, isn't it? When did we trade this? Last month? Was I looking? No, I think I was looking on this level of support. Where are we now? Oh no, it's like 30. It's like 3k sats. I can't remember which coin it is that's right where it is now is actually looking pretty good. What's that really low sat coin? Yeah, no worries, good. One of those low sat coins, I can't remember which one it is. Alright, let's keep going through AVAX. Start the daily. A nice little healthy bounce. We traded this way back in ages ago. What was this? Can't we traded this for. That's 40%. God damn. That's 40% there. 2.2. So this thing is absolutely taken off. Absolutely taken off. If you got AVAX down from, you can see where the golden cross kicked over here. One of the other things I like looking for with these, and this is why I've got these two moving averages set up. So I've got the 200 here, and then I've got the blue ones, the 50. Looking for these golden crosses here. We've had, you know, things have been on a long downtrend normally, and you get that cross of the 50 moving average, which is the smaller period, comes and crosses over this, and especially when price moves above both of them, and it comes back and pulls right into that golden cross for the bounce. You can see here, and then you can just trade this, you know, the whole way up, and it just sits here and holds above, holds above, holds above, and it just holds that moving average the whole way. It's only now here where we're starting to close below both of them that they've sort of come back together, and now we're getting to the point here where we could be changing a bit of market structure. So I like the volume uptick here on AVAX. There might be more to look at with this. We can see here we've got levels of resistance, and that's because you've got structure over here back to the left. Got structure here too, and that's where we've hit. And what we're looking at with Adam, where I was saying I wanted that hit into resistance and then that smaller pullback, is kind of what we're seeing here now with AVAX, where we're having that let's find that level of support. I don't like that it's dipped below that, but the fact that since it's been back on now, it's retested that again. It's kind of what I'm looking at for here, is that we've got that rejection come back for a smaller amount, and we're going to push straight through that. That's going to bring the 50 moving average back up again the same way as we saw back down here. We got that nice little golden cross. But you know, a lot of things have to happen for that to work. But what I'm looking for in this then is the close here above. So as we saw last time, it's just that change in market structure. So we've had, you know, long downtrend, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we sort of had this low, and then it came back, double bottom. Now we've got this new higher high, and we're just waiting to see if this is that new higher low. And what I'm looking for is the break, make that new higher high, have a higher low here, come back, test that level, which has been, you know, such brutal support here. Brutal support. I normally say brutal resistance. You know, good support here. Now that we've broken below it, it's turned into some, it's going to be tough resistance to get through because it was such strong support on the way up. So what we're looking for is a big bullish push through, come back, has a break, comes back and retest this level. And then from here, you know, we've got first targets. Don't love that the first target is here, because we do have those levels of resistance. And then obviously previous high. I'm going to take the body of that because there's just way too many wicks. So for me, you know, if we're going to be in and out quick, position, I'm looking for either the break or the retest. You know, there's still 21% in that, and then looking at the smaller time frames and keeping that. If we're coming back and we're holding this level and we're not buying the break, I can keep this pretty tight, because if it does break below this level of support, then it's pretty much dead anyway. So you can, you know, looking as we get closer on the smaller time frames to see where we can, you know, where price has been for wicks, and then putting the stop loss under the structure. So, you know, 3.6 will be great. However, most likely we're going to be looking at around about a 2-to-1, which is still a good risk reward, whether you take that as your first level or you start looking up higher and taking this on the higher time frame and moving them below these wicks here. We can see we've got structure, but you know, 15% to the downside. None of that really matters if you're using risk management. Another thing that someone asked, it's all about that risk reward. So the 3.54 to 1 doesn't matter what this is, because you're only going to be, you know, you only should be risking 1 to 3% of your portfolio anytime, or of your trading account on any one trade anyway. Well, for me, that is how I do it. So I'm looking at this for another trade at some point. That's where I'll be looking at targeting. Hasn't happened yet, so not getting in anything at the moment. And you can see here that 9 candle right on resistance. Would have been a very nice take profit. Let's have a look. How long have we been going for? What time is it? 8:35. I'm just gonna have a small break, guys. I'm gonna jump out. I'm just gonna grab a drink. My throat's killing me from talking for this 40 minutes or at the start. One sec. Where is the? I think I made like a little break. There you go. Be right back. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna check that mic on. Oh, still is, Scott. I just want to grab a drink, man. Throat was killing me. Anyone want to look at some coins? Do you want to have a look at Engine, Scott? Do you want the BTC or the USD version? I know I've got this already charted. I've been trading it forever. Let's have a look. Look at those weeks. Have you got Engine at the moment, Scott? My first target would be here. 49.71. And you can see, if anyone's watched my old videos, like one of the first ones I've been doing. No, I have a look now, man. One of the first videos I was doing, this is back when I first started doing the stream or the daily videos, was back here in October. And we're watching this big descending triangle pop down from Engine. Oh shit, that might help, eh? Hang on. Sorry, I forgot I was in the be right back section. Alright. So anyone that's was watching the daily videos, like, you know, when COVID hit, I started making these videos because I had nothing else to do. Came back down here and we're just in this big descending triangle and we're just waiting for the breakdown. I remember we were shorting it for a little while. You could get 5x on Binance. We're shorting to the bottom and then we're waiting for the break of this downtrend. I thought it might have been happening here, but we got stuck into that 50 moving average there for a while and just sort of walked sideways, and I was hoping that this was going to be the pop. However, it wasn't. We did break down here, and once we broke down, let's go to the 4 hour. We're looking for that entry once we did start closing back above this level of support, which is where I drew that blue box. And then since that blue box just is gone nuts. NFTs are just crazy, right? They are the new DeFi of this year. I remember I was telling Andy for Andy for ages. I was just like, NFTs. This is going to be the new DeFi. But, you know, and we're looking at like sand, mana, engine, all of these gaming things. I'm not, huge into the, random pieces of art or trading cards or all that kind of stuff. I'm looking at for more of a long-term thing with gaming. It's why I've invested, quite heavily in Axie Infinity. Invested reasonably in Lost Relics. Also, Gods Unchained, another Aussie. Like, out of the 2 games that I play with NFTs, 2 of them are Aussie developers. So the guys that do Gods Unchained are Aussie guys too. Nugget from Nuggets News does stuff with them. Had interviews with them and that, like a bunch. Really good game. A poker buddy of mine got me into it ages ago. He was, he is, I think, I don't know if he still is, or he definitely was for a while the best Gods Unchained ranked player in the competition, which is pretty impressive. I have some decks. I'm not very good at it. It's like a Hearthstone kind of game. Pretty fun though. But Engine, there is just so many games, and Engine. I bought the Engine ICO. Like back before this was even a thing. I bought it. I can't remember. I remember there was like 2 things I bought. It was mana and this. Just because of how they were going to go with gaming and just how much I think that's going to be such a massive part of crypto in the future. See, Roblox just got added to listed on the stock exchange. I'm probably going to buy some of that stock. I don't really buy stocks, but I'm definitely going to buy it. I know how much Robux I've bought for my child, and it is disgusting how much money I've spent on that on that game. But we have fun. And I think this, Roblox tokenizing Robux would just would be insane, because basically they created a crypto that's just got a stable price that you can only use in their game. Like, they've already done this for the last 10 years or whatever, however long that game's been around for. And I've just always been thinking, why didn't they tokenize it at the start? Yeah, would have been nuts. But yeah, Scott Engine, where we are now, I'm still, 49. I reckon we still got room. Starting to get into the oversold territory. It's, market structures, is what it is. It's pretty much vertical on the daily. If you look on the 4 hour, we're coming back to that 50 moving average zone now, which is pretty nice. Just had that 9 candle. I'm probably looking for 1 to 3 candle pullback, then lower, unless it holds this level, and then looking for that for reversal. So we've got this really nice level of support. You've done support and resistance so far, Scott, in the course. Once something actually, we've got levels of resistance. Once we break through, normally with a big, bullish engulfing candle, when it comes back down, we found that level of support now. So this is where buyers are going to be looking to buy. Back with this previous structure, we've already come down once, twice, 3 times. This is probably one of the things I use the most, is just finding just good key levels of support and resistance. It's one of the easiest things to do. Is a nice little horizontal line. You click it there, and you look where price has been in the past, and you move your line to that. It's nice and easy. So what I'd be looking for, if I'm going to trade this up, we'll be looking for closes above here where we've got all those wicks. There's just too many sellers hanging around, and I don't love these huge wicks to the upside. So if we can get closes back above here, I'm happy for this to keep moving up. But as long as it stays above this 50 moving average and doesn't start making the lower lows and close below here, as long as it doesn't close below there and then start closing below that 50, I'd just be happy to, keep letting it do its thing. But for me, trading wise, I'm going to be looking for trade this up to that next level. There's going to be some good percentage in that too. 45%, no leverage. So what I'm looking for, but market structure, high, high low, high, high low back at support. Start making that new high back up to 4,900. I'll be pretty stoked, because I have a lot of things that are valued in Engine, and it'd be great for my NFT collections. Anything else you want to look at, me? Just having a look. Just loading my other screen up. Cool. Alright, man. If no one else has got anything else, I might jump off for the night. We'll try and if we get some interest, Scott, we'll try and get these for the group. Happy to do them on uni and LTO. Alright, let's have a look at uni. Like uni is in the unicorn thing. Uniswap, unicorn thing. Let's have a look. Uni. Traded uni. I'm just gonna get rid of all this. There is way too much noise going on in this. Okay, let's find levels of support. Nice, easy. Where are we sitting? Probably gonna be looking for if we come back down. Let's have a look. Oh, it's got that nice 9 buy at the end of a very slow downtrend. Starting to get into oversold. It's a pretty decent spot, really. These candles, there's just so much chop. So much chop. Like it seems to not want to have to go down much further than where it is. Basically just directly. It's holding that line pretty good. Let's go the hourly, see if we can get it better. Yeah, it doesn't quite look as nice, does it? Have we finally got through the end? Like it doesn't have. Look at that channel. It's insane. I couldn't draw a straighter line downwards. Holding like short term, holding this level of support now, and it's finally broken out of there. Where we got, we're gonna have structure here. It's like it's a fucking piece of art, that is. Yeah, I think you say things trend well. Like this is that's pretty good. Like from here we got. No, it's not the worst. It's like 9%. We got that death cross though. How much we got to here? Even if we get back and we have a look at, just even coming back up and touching that 50 moving average. Still 5%, no leverage. That seems to fit pretty nicely. Comes back up, touches that. Definitely needs a retrace after that absolutely perfect downtrend. So what I'll be looking at. See what happens when it gets to here. It needs to break that area. And start closing back above this for me though. To want to be having a look. I can see it's just too neat, man. Look at that, it's fucking nuts. No, I wouldn't short it. If you look, we're still in an uptrend. Still making high highs. Trend is your friend. Not looking to short it until close below that, I guess. I'd be looking possibly for shorts. And only be down to that next level. If we break this level of support somehow, and we get all the way down to this level, that's the only level I'll be looking to short. If it came down, broke, we got to close below here and come back up. I'm looking to short that retest on the horseshoe, but I'm not really looking to short until we get to here. At the moment, we're still in the uptrend. Just watching. There is 6%, whatever it is between here and there. The long is not the worst. What would it be? Taking from. Barely 2 to 1. Not really my risk reward range, but not the worst looking trade in the world. Now that it has finally broken this neat thing here. What else are we looking at? Uni and LTO. What is LTO? Tether or with the Bitcoin chart? Oh, at least it's had a break. Okay, don't normally draw these in first, but looks pretty neat. Holding that level of support. You can see to the left, that's where we had structure. Oh my god, we're getting too tired to click this. It's just holding there. We can see the tops of this. Let's go to the 4 hour. Alright, nice 9 buy at the end of a trend. Kind of like this. Let's see what the retrace was. If that matches up with the 618, might have to get in just below. Can I push it to make myself take this trade and say we, you know, the push is from here and it fits perfectly? It's definitely a good level of support. 9 buy on support. You know, I'm pushing it to make that Fibonacci work. Saying that this is from the push, I would normally go from that swing low. But you know, even if we went from the swing low close of that, essentially that's where the push started. I know Mick draws it slightly different. You know, we're pretty much on that 618 either way. It doesn't matter what I do. It just looked like about 618 from where I was just eyeballing it. Yeah, I don't mind it. We got any more history? I was looking to long it here at some point for 76%. Let's have a look. Is this level of support any help? Oh, it is too. It's back from here. So where we're sitting at the moment is from back in like March 2020. Yeah, we nearly got there here, nearly got there here. Pushed straight through it, come back and retested. Where did it get stuck last time? When the closes got stuck the same place these closes got stuck here. So that's the reason why it got stuck where it was. I don't mind it though, and I think that 9 buy is could sucker me in. Thing is here, you can keep the stop loss so tight. You know, we're buying right off support, 9 at the end of the thing. We're gonna probably target here. Thing is, you can keep the stop loss to like here, because it's, you know, if you're wrong, it's, you know, there's not much holding it back up to here. And I'm not gonna, you know, move that down. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna post this up in the Discord later, Scott. Cheers for the heads up. It's pretty good actually. I'll chart it up properly, but you know, it's we can keep that stop loss so tight, so we can get that really good risk reward, and these are the kind of things that I really look for. Where you can get that really nice risk reward, stop loss can be so tight, and your target is, you know, reasonable still. Just putting that in the thing. I will pop that in our Discord after. Anything else? I'm gonna go play some Oculus, I reckon. Alright guys, if anyone's keen for next week, let us know. Might have to be like an 8:30 job start, click some things on, but we can try and start about 8 or 8:30. Try and get this as like a regular thing going every week if people you know, want to jump in, learn a little bit of TA stuff, you know, what my strategies and things are, and coins I'm looking at. Feel free to jump in, chuck whatever coins you want. Oh, we're gonna be too late here, Scott. We're gonna be too late. Put it in Discord. Alright, I'm jumping off so we can get this Discord thing going. Alright, cheers everyone for watching. See